Okay. Check the bathroom just because. Seems clear. Let's... Can't wait until we get a bigger bag. That will come in major handy. Okay, did we learn any other key lore? Well, it sounds like some of the scientists in this game are petty little jerks, and I don't think you're supposed to like them. Alright, Merrick, is the blueprint of the prototype secure? Yeah, I got hold of it. I started in my private lab at Carson Hotel. I patched my door security flaw. Those hacked keycards floating around won't work on it. Only our keycards will work, I guarantee it. Okay, good. We can't screw this up. I want to be absolutely sure it doesn't get recovered. Sheridan would have our asses if anyone even knows about this. Someone found the damn thing, we'd be ejected into space. We're leaving ASAP. They've announced an evacuation. Some sort of outbreak or some shit. Don't get distracted by it. This blueprint is the only copy. We need to wipe the research database before we leave. They don't want anything left if Earth gets involved before the situation is resolved. We need to pick it up before we evacuate. Alright, understood. I'll head out and pick it up now. Remember, Jonathan, don't bother showing up if you don't have the blueprint. None of us are going anywhere without it. And delete your call logs this time, damn it. Well, I get a distinct feeling that, that didn't work. Just a few. Alright, so we should probably turn off the power and rest for a bit. How much space does this have? Not enough. What about this? Hey! Eventually we'll get the ability to recycle, and then I will be a happy camper. Got another one on West's research. Can I recycle this? No. I'll send it over anyway. Okay. So West's research. You'll never guess what I snagged off of Dr. West, pal. I consider myself a connoisseur of good science. You have to be if you're in my line of work. Now that I've got my hands on something interesting, the real work for us is about to begin. This nanomachine design is going to make me rich. Just got to find a buyer. Never even named it, though. I'm going to call it Minerva. Even the name sounds expensive, right? Maybe it'll make it easier for us to sell, since it sounds like some sort of designer bullshit. I think I may be able to find a buyer right under my nose. Though, if he buys, I'm getting a 90% cut this time. Got it? Ha! Poor Dr. West. I wonder what would have happened if he hadn't had his little accident. I bet his wife is a vegetable by now. Holy shit. Raskowitz. I knew I shouldn't have trusted him. How could my research even be of use to him? Who would want an unfinished product for a disease only one person has? I wonder who he's planning on selling it to. I get the feeling that our cure got out and that's what happened here. This is cool. I dig this. I said it before a couple of times, but like, this is solid. It's kind of like if, at least plot-wise, if you spent more time aware of, I guess, Gordon Freeman's thoughts. Oh shit, I forgot to depower things. Getting a full playthrough of this. Maybe, probably? I don't think it's that long. So how are we doing power-wise? We're doing fine. For now. Okay, so I'm thirst 37 now. We've got to get that up to 50% before I actually stop. Yeah, sequel is coming out soon. That's kind of what I was thinking. It's like, I just loaded this up as kind of just like a random, hey, let's try this game. And now I am equal parts invested, interested, and since there's a sequel potentially incoming, we might as well stick it through. How old is this game? I think it's 4 years old at this point. It came out back in 2017. Let's see, wouldn't mind if this was the night. That's what I was thinking. I don't know. I've been very directionless lately as far as like a YouTube series goes and what to stream. Mainly just because like every game I load up is early access, and that was just hard on me. don't get me wrong, like, I like early access games, but it's exhausting when every single game that you load up is unfinished in some way, shape, or form. Even Loop Hero, probably one of my favorite games this year, is an unfinished product. As they're planning on expanding it in some way, shape, or form. Okay, 21st of January 2016. And sequels alpha testing now. Yep, I saw that. Though, if it's only an alpha, it's probably going to be a couple years before we actually get it to come out. And honestly, if it does come out early access, what I'll probably do is just load the game up, do like an episode on it, and be like, I'll be back when this is done. Because that's so much healthier of a response from my... Oh, shit. I didn't even notice them by the door. Nope, don't want that. Okay, that's just telling me about thermal units. I forgot to recharge, but that's fine. I think we're almost done with this region. Get that one? No. Yeah, we want to just grab all the junk. Because next up we're heading for engineering. And we might as well just shuttle a bunch of garbage down. Are we done, actually? I really wish there... Oh, toggle zoom. Map key. Cool. Yeah, looks like we've cleared out the entirety of the science wing. So I can get out of here. Let's see, you can probably make the thermal and oxygen regulators for this area so they don't consume rechargeable packs. Yes. Main thing is, I've got to actually go fabricate them, which means we're going to engineering next. Which is kind of what we wanted to do anyway. It weirdly reminds me of something between Red Solstice and Project Zomboid, which I think is an incredibly good combination. So I'm not confident in this unless you go full Explorer. There should be only a 1, maybe 2 stream. And I am so down with that. Don't get me wrong, I like longer games. They're really fun to get into. But I found myself drawn far more to shorter, more tighter experiences lately. I think so much of it just has to do with the fact that I play so much and so many games that any game that keeps me playing for longer than X actually gets kind of exhausting on my end. Let's see. I'm probably just going to drop everything except for the bandage and the medical kit. Oh, we might want the casting kit. Because I don't think I need to worry too much about contamination or anything like that. Not yet. Okay, so we want power. Turn off research. Yeah, so it looks like infection goes down as I hang out and kill. So we're going to have to worry about some of these, like the Space Center, being much more aggressively manned. There's going to be a lot more bad boys in the area. Alright, Red Solstice is coming out this summer as well. Yeah! The, oh, god damn it. The, PR guys specifically for Red Solstice reached out to me already because I tested out the alpha. And they're like, hey, you want some keys? And I'm like, yes! So I'm just waiting for those to come in. I might honestly load up some Red Solstice 1 if people are interested at some point for like a, just kind of a weekend thing. But yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed what I experienced of Red Solstice 2. It seems like the kind of game that I'd effectively just do full open lobby, everybody can join me. Though, gosh, if we could get all eight slots filled for a Wholesome Verse run, that would be incredible. We might be able to manage that. Sangjun Bay. I think? Anyway, after making a fortune on the lucrative lunar bases, Nilsson Engineering partnered with Jeff Murray to make parts for the fledgling MPO. They set up shop immediately, even before central control was established. Assigned to head To head the MPO division of Nielsen was Sang-Jun Bae, a retired dentist and partial heir to the Nielsen fortune. Sang-Jun Bae worked very closely with the Bigelow Mining Company, a relationship that was established in the early days of the MPO. Bigelow's excavator burned through parts on a daily basis, and Bae was happy to be the only supplier on the planet. As MPO expanded, Nielsen Engineering did as well. Its capabilities are now able to accommodate all of the colony's needs, including manufacturing weapons for Mars security or shuttle parts for Murray Space Center. There was a constant problem with keeping up with demand with this expansion, though, and Bae became obsessed with improving workplace efficiency. A lot of Nielsen's employees didn't care for Bae's methods. Okay, recycling. West can recycle materials found on Mars. Processed materials are automatically stored in the Material Storage Center, from which the 3D printer and biocombiner will draw required materials from. Biological items and medical supplies can be recycled using the biorecycle system, while the scrap and equivalent can be recycled using the tech recycle system. Okay, so this is biomaterials. And this is tech recycle. And this is crafting. So if I want to 3D print... If I want to 3D print, so we can get a body part and a barrel and heatsink. Various weapons that I've picked up. Ah, here we go. Equipment and facilities. However, I see at least 2 critters in this immediate area that need a good murdering. So we're going to kill them first, before I even so much as think about recycling. Okay, I guess... Oh, this is still crafting. We gotta go over here. Nope. I do not want to recycle my medkit. Not that I need it right now. I love the ammunition system in this game. It's so nice not having to worry about bullets, just power packs and heat management. It feels legitimately great. Okay. And nice part is they give me a whole bunch of immediate junk that I can recycle. Like a ton. Okay, so let's go back to this, if I can. There we go. Okay, recycle all miscellaneous objects. Which does not include my hammers. However, I will probably recycle the hammers, as I do not need spares. Okay, and let's recycle the broken filter. And honestly, probably the muscle max. I always honestly forget to use consumable drug boost kind of things. It's just, I don't know. It skips my brain. So equipment, bags, lights, power packs, including a power pack medium if I wanted to make one. Okay. Where's the thermal regulator? We can make an oxygen filter. Oh, but I need more resveratrol. And here's where I make the thermal regulator. Okay, so we just gotta recycle more stuff. I checked out all of these already. It should be enough to get at least some of this. I'm probably going to start with this area first for the thermal regulator and the oxygen. Just because I think I'm going to be spending more time in engineering. Okay. Recycle all miscellaneous objects. That might be enough. let's get rid of just some of the bonus trash. Okay. I don't have any more biomaterials. So I think we're just going to keep exploring, at least for a moment. I think we got everything from this area. But there should be a lot more in this immediate zone. So let's just raid everything, grab everything, recycle everything. I might also want to equip another gun, purely just so I can switch between them when one gets too overheated. Oh, that's nothing. But over here. Okay, these are all storage. Whether or not they actually have anything useful in them, I don't know. Looks like this room is done. Now, did I hear anything around here? Because once again, I want to check the corridors before I actually start exploring the rooms. This is not... There we go. Because I've absolutely gotten ganked by weird critters in strange locations and tight spaces. This base feels like it was built by me in RimWorld. Like, absolutely no space and no amenities. This is brutalistic, but it is also Mars, so I guess I can't be terribly surprised. Even if you have technically unlimited space, you're still kind of limited heavily. You're kind of limited heavily based on, boy. Yeah, there's more in here than I thought. That's my contamination. It is 2. Alright, we good. Check the map. Look like a whole lot of good connections here. So, let's go back to where I was and finish checking out these corridors. Let's got plenty of time. I love the time limits on this. It honestly reminds me of, like, Subnautica, where you want to explore an area for as long as possible and get as much as possible before you run out of juice. Nope. And there's kind of the aspect of, like, snatching and grabbing while managing risks and your own, like, oxygen and health levels and food. Let's see. Well, another keycard at the very least. But unlike Subnautica or, you know, similar other titles kind of in the same genre, this one gives you pretty ample time. That often when I play these games, I run out of juice pretty quickly. And so it really does feel like this constant rush of just like, I gotta get in, I gotta grab stuff, I gotta get out. Gotta get in, gotta grab, gotta get out. This is much more just like, alright, go nuts. West can refine ores and crops produced from the mine and biosphere into materials. Processed materials are automatically stored in the material storage container from which the 3D printer and biocombiner drop materials from. Okay. Good to know, not immediately helpful here. Okay, one thing. Let's see. Oh. I can drink a drink. Okay. Grab the broken thermal regulator. We might as well, because there's no reason not to. Was there... No, there's no container in here. Let's go back to the recyclers and recycle those broken regulators. If we're lucky, that should give me enough. To at least build one or both. Alright, other thing, muscle max. And the broken regulators. Now let's go over to you. To process. What runs out faster? Oxygen. Can I make it? No, I can't. We still only have so much. Well, I'm just gonna keep kind of exploring my immediate area. It looks like I'm gonna have to really farm if I want to rebuild all of these areas. To some degree, I'm not even sure if it's necessary, because my own... Okay, where does this take me? I don't actually know where that goes. This looks neat, but we'll come back later. See, I think you can dump all your junk items in the big yellow machine for storage. I think that actually only holds complete, like, refined resources or processed resources, as opposed to scrappable resources. It'd be great if there was a chute system that I could just chuck all of my recyclables into and just be like, go nuts! Because that'd actually go quite a long way. Okay, let's see. First and foremost... what do we do? Let's grab all my side bags. It's time to recycle those. Let's see. Do we want to recycle my spare canisters? I think we do, actually. Same thing with the power packs. Hammer, baton, colonist suit. And we're going to want to go back and research some things, because a number of these... Okay, looks like I'm full up. A number of these I've already gotten. So what else? What do I have to put away? A lot of key cards. And a broken oxygen filter. We'll do that later. Let's nap, though. Oh, we need a pee. Bathroom's over here. I'm really curious what happens if you totally ignore your needs. I assume you don't die, it's just uncomfortable. Okay. So far, so good, though. Now, we loaded up on a bunch of... weapons and equipment that can be recycled freely. Bladder explosion. I feel like I'd wet myself before my bladder would explode. Or maybe that's just me. Okay, so let's get rid of all of my spare canisters. Because these actually give me what I need to rebuild a filter. Okay. Get rid of all the side bags. I don't want to click too aggressively here. Though I guess we want to recycle all of these. Yeah, so as far as this goes, this is where all of my spare resources go. Zervitrol. Oh, which is made from grapes. That's actually huge, because then we can actually start growing grapes and using them to make what I need. Okay. Oh, a remote terminal for the mines facilities. But it's unpowered. And for the BIOS. So, my assumption is eventually once I get those hooked up and good to go, I can just remote access them whenever I want. Okay, let's see. There's a little bit left down here that I want to check out, but let's grab the big area up top first. Boy, howdy, I need a bigger bag. And I really need some quick way of getting all this stuff back down, because holy shit, that's a lot. Let's just go back down. We are going to have some sweet loot to deposit. The only downside is we're going to have to do this walk, like, multiple times. I think we're going to actually want to go up the right side, because I think it's a little faster. Bodily function management. Is this really the only thing gaming learned from Death Stranding? Yeah. Those two. Yeah, we might actually be able to get enough raw resources here. Can I move this? No. It's too big. Okay. No bad boys in this immediate area, but also bad boys right there. There we go. That's a really satisfying sound effect when they die. Like, I've definitely heard these sound effects before in other games, but there's no denying that it's meaty when it happens, and it feels good when it does. Oh, bag is full already. It's gonna take me a bit to burn through all of that, but that's okay. So what are the bad boys? Zombies. Probably from some kind of nanite plague. I'm not entirely sure yet. Okay. That's an awesome splat noise. I can't wait to actually sit down and customize a gun. I want to see if I can get a shotgun with, like, a much narrower spread. Probably. I don't really need a wide spread on my shotgun. I'm fairly accurate when I play. Gosh, we're gonna need a bigger bag for this. I almost feel like I should have probably figured out how to get said bigger bag before I decided to start recycling everything. I don't think I get a choice, though. I think we get bigger bags later. Yeah, story of this game, it's pretty classic Half-Life, Dead Space, zombie outbreak story. Something happened, we weren't really there for it. Oh, hello. Oh. Shooting them from behind is effective. Okay. And so we are kind of the sole survivor, currently, that's just kind of wandering around grabbing stuff, trying to find out what happened, but also, you know, cook together enough resources that I can beat the game, you know, protect myself, keep my oxygen levels high, you know, the usual. It's gonna take, I'm gonna say maybe 3 more trips. It's worth it. We're definitely getting a lot of stuff here. And because all of this just goes back to one location, I don't feel too bad. The only immediate risk to all of this is the fact that other locations are gonna get all the other locations are potentially going to get tougher. Because the longer time passes, the worse the infection gets in the other facilities. But is what it is. Okay, did I get everything? No. I definitely missed stuff here. There we go. But yeah, this game feeds really hard into my loot everything pack rat tendencies whenever I play video games. And I haven't been able to feed this kind of obsession recently in most other games. What was the last survival sandbox game that I played? Yeah, so there's still a bunch kind of in that central area. Anyway, what was the last survival sandbox game? Vintage Story? Nah, it definitely wasn't Forager as the last survival sandbox game that I played. I haven't played Forager in a while, and I don't plan to anytime soon, if ever. The developer is a jerk. I guess for context on that, effectively the dude had a habit of hiring people and then firing them with, like, out a word. Often just because, like, he's kind of flighty, question mark. And then he effectively canceled the online multiplayer with, like, just a really, really rude message about, like, the quality of the work that everybody had hired had done, and, like, it was just kind of this whole thing of, like, you don't do this if you want to look good. In retrospect, like, it's like if Bezos shut down... Well, I mean... I don't know if you guys heard, but Amazon canceled their Lord of the Rings MMO that they were making. No. They're making an MMO, too. Yeah. Shell is on the couch. Peanut gathering. But, so... they canceled the MMO because the studio that they were working with to make the MMO got bought out by Tencent. And we done? Are we done? Is this it? I think it's all of it. If there's like one more item, I might not bother. There's like a little bit. I'll ignore these. Amazon was making what? Lord of the Rings MMORPG, which, like, I think MMORPGs are kind of risky business, so I'm not really sure why they were making one to begin with. But they were, for whatever reason. Anyway, but it would be like if they canceled the MMO, and then went on this just kind of long diatribe about how much Tencent sucks, and the studio they were working with sucks. And how the quality of the MMO wasn't great anyway. You know, just throwing them under the bus. And then you find out after the fact that Amazon was effectively demanding that they crunch for 120 hours per week. And then you kind of sit down and say, man, that sounds pretty dang evil, Amazon. And they're like, how dare you? And then they delete their Twitter. Actually, they, Hopfrog specifically deleted his Twitter preemptively before any of this even came to light. Which, that's never a good look. Like, if you make a potentially controversial decision and you preempt it by deleting your Twitter, I don't actually quote me. This is purely hypothetical. This is not actually something that Amazon did. I'm just comparing it to, like, kind of a what-if situation in regards to shitty developers doing shitty things and being mean. There we go. It dead. I'm just gonna switch the wrench. We should probably get that pistol. Nope, don't want to do that. Actually, we probably need to get out of here. My oxygen is almost out, and I am cutting it way closer than I thought I'd have to. So no, we're just talking within the context of Hot Frog, but it was just kind of a really shitty thing to have done. And then in the aftermath of that, a number of the developers more or less came out and said, like, hey, we weren't that bad, like, way to just demonize this dude. And it was very much like a well-reasoned response of just like, no, you know, this is a lot sketchier than he's making it sound, and the quality seemed to be fine. Let's see. Oh, here's the other thing. Now we can actually yoink stuff out of here. Inventory is going to fill up, obviously. But still. But then it came to, a couple other things came to light, but effectively the dude was just not running the most wholesome of a community in terms of, like, the back-end work. And I just, it was tragic to hear, because I liked the game. It was really cute and adorable. And yeah, to find out that the developer was throwing all of his employees under the bus, and honestly had treated them kind of poorly throughout development. It was just kind of like, yeah, you know what? I'm perfectly fine never playing another game by them. Just because. As far as Amazon not doing anything wrong, I think Amazon's only issue is just the fact that they're trying to get into game design by throwing money at the problem. That a lot of developers, a lot of, a lot of companies think that they can just, edge into a market using pure money. And sometimes that works. And honestly, it did work for Amazon. They bought Twitch. Like, they own 50% of the game streaming services, and as far as everybody's concerned, they almost own 100% of it, because most people don't generally watch that many streams on YouTube comparatively, I don't think. Now, do I still have that rotten food? Yeah, I'm just gonna drop it on the ground. We'll just leave it there. Amazon's probably one of the few places that could actually throw enough money to get a game to be amazing. Maybe, but the problem is what they did was they just hired a bunch of studios to make, I think, some bad mobile games, some bad MMOs, and I'm sure there's probably some other stuff that they were specifically working on, but like, I was invited to an event a couple of years ago where they were previewing a lot of these games, and they more or less said, like, to even know what we're going to be previewing, you have to sign this NDA. And I just remember signing the NDA, looking at what they were previewing at, like, an off-site location in Seattle, and then more or less saying, no, I'm not really interested in going to this preview event, because all of these games look just boring. The real trick would be, honestly, to do kind of what Epic does with the Epic Mega Grant, or so on and so forth. Find a bunch of promising indie developers. You know, effectively start scouting for the next supergiant. Don't try and form your own studio. Don't try and make anything big. Just effectively start trying to discover someone new that will, let's see, that will potentially be able to compete instead, that might not normally have the funding to make the game that they want to make. And yeah, just start chucking money at them, and, you know, taking a publishing cut or something like that. Would that count as headhunting? Maybe? Imagine what kind of positive impact Amazon would have had if they took the approach of Adult Swim games. Yeah. Unfortunately, I think even Adult Swim decided that it wasn't worth it for whatever reason. And it's like, it's tragic because you know that the return investment would probably be a net positive. I think the thing is, so many of these companies don't want a net positive. They want World of Warcraft. And that anything short of that is considered a financial failure. It's kind of like Child of Light, if any of you guys remember that game. Ubisoft more or less has confirmed that they probably will never, ever make another Child of Light game. Why, you may ask? Because, like, Child of Light was fantastic. It was actually legitimately good. And it's one of those games that I actually would love to do a series on someday. It's not even that long, so the chances of me doing so probably within the next year is not that small.